So these were Cognito supported OAuth 2.2 grant types or workflows. But now we will mainly focus on authorization code grant type and refresh token grant type for integration with our application. Talking about authorization code grant type, Cognito recommends several more security features on top of authorization code grant type, which are PKCE and state parameter. So this is the workflow for with PKCE and state parameter. So state parameter is used to prevent CSRF attacks, cross-site request forgery, and its purpose is to ensure that request received by client in callback URL is a result of request initiated by it. Means in callback URL, if we are receiving some request with authorization code, this state parameter helps us to make sure that it was indeed initiated by client only. Means some random third party have not given the link and that link is being used. Another important thing is PKCE, which stands for proof key for code exchange, and it helps to ensure that same entity is creating authorization code, and same entity is using that authorization code to get JWT tokens from token endpoint, and it is helpful to prevent stealing of authorization code. So if PKCE is implemented there and someone steals your authorization code, then also they can't use it. How? We will see in the workflow. So state variable and PKCE. So state variable is just some random string which we generate, and PKCE is made up of two elements. First we generate some random value and call it code verifier, and then we create hash of that random value and call it code challenge. And then we, after creating these two values, totally these three values, state value and two PKCE values, we start the authorization code grant type workflow. So what happens here is that client initiates request to authorization server, but this time here if we see the URL in the login page, we are passing client ID, redirect URI, scopes, and response type. Apart from this parameter, we also add state and code challenge parameter and load Cognito UI with those parameter, and then we enter our username and password in that UI. After login, when Cognito or authorization server send back to the login page, send back to the callback URL, at that time we check that the state value which we passed is same or not. If it match, then we proceed, else we abort at this point, because we are not aware of this state, means we have not started this request. If we are aware of this state, then since we have created, we will be aware. Now suppose the state value matched, then what will we do? When we call token endpoint, like we called here using this postman, so when we call token endpoint, we make sure to put code verifier here. Now what will happen here is that since this authorization code is created with this code challenge, it will recognize this code verifier, and if it do not recognize, then tokens will not be returned. However, if it recognize this code verifier, then only then it will return JWT tokens, and then we can use for API calls. And if you want to read more about PKCE, it's available in the same document, and here authorization code grant with PKCE, and here is the workflow, so you can go through it also once. And to see its demo, we are going to use it in the next step with React application. So when we integrate Cognito with single page application, that is React application, we will see this PKCE and state parameter in action.